Have you ever found yourself sitting alone in your living room, suddenly wondering, how did I get here? Maybe it's the silence that hits you, the phone never ringing, no plans for the weekend, just a quiet house and a pile of old memories. Or maybe it's the moment you struggle to get out of bed, your knees aching in ways they didn't a year ago. These moments can catch us off guard, but what if I told you that many of the struggles people face as they grow older, loneliness, health issues, money troubles, don't just come with age, come with age? What if they actually stem from small, avoidable mistakes we make without even realizing it? As we age, life doesn't slow down the way we expect. It changes, and those changes can either lead us to a fulfilling, independent, and joyful life, or one filled with regret. The truth is, aging isn't what it used to be. Today, we have access to better healthcare, longer life expectancy, and more opportunities to stay active and engaged than any generation before us. But here's the catch. You have to make the right choices to fully enjoy it. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 common mistakes seniors make, mistakes that quietly eat away at your happiness, health, and sense of purpose. The worst part? Most people don't even realize they're making them until it's too late. Maybe you've started skipping your morning walks. Maybe you've stopped reaching out to friends. Or perhaps you've told yourself, I'm too old to learn that, or it's too late to change. Trust me, you're not alone. But here's the thing. These small habits can snowball into something much more serious over time: chronic pain, depression, financial insecurity, and a deep sense of disconnection from the world around you. But here's the good news. It's never too late to turn things around. Whether you're 60 or 85, this video will give you clear, practical insights on how to avoid the biggest pitfalls of aging and how to take back control of your future. You'll hear real-life stories, expert-backed advice, and simple steps that can make a profound difference in how you live your life from here on out. So if you want to age with confidence, protect your well-being, and build a life that still feels meaningful every single day, stick with us until the end. This could be the video that changes everything. Let's dive into mistake number 1, neglecting your physical health. Let's be honest, taking care of yourself gets harder as you age. The energy you had in your 40s or 50s doesn't always carry over into your 60s, 70s, or beyond. Your joints ache a little more. A walk that used to be easy now feels like a chore. Cooking a healthy meal sometimes takes a backseat to the convenience of takeout or quick processed foods. But here's the hard truth. Neglecting your health as you get older is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts with small things: skipping a walk because your knee hurts, ordering takeout more often because you're tired, or putting off your annual checkup because you'll get to it later. But all these little choices add up. Your body is like a house. If you don't maintain it, the roof will eventually leak and the foundation will crack. As we age, our muscles naturally shrink, bones become more fragile, and our balance starts to decline. What many don't realize is that this isn't just a result of aging. It's often from inactivity. Lack of movement leads to muscle loss, poor circulation, reduced flexibility, and a much higher risk of falls. Did you know that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year in the U.S.? And many of those falls lead to hospitalizations, long recovery times, or permanent disability. Let me share Frank's story. He's a 73-year-old retired firefighter from Ohio who used to be strong and active. After retiring, Frank told himself he deserved to rest, but that rest turned into a routine. Morning walks became infrequent, and he spent more time in his recliner. After about 6 months, Frank noticed something worrying. Getting up from the couch felt harder. His legs were shaky going upstairs, and one afternoon, he lost his balance, stepping off a curb and fell. Fortunately, he didn't break anything, but that fall was a wake-up call. Frank realized he was letting himself go too soon. He started small, a 10-minute walk after breakfast, stretching before bed, and later adding resistance bands to build strength. Within months, his energy and confidence came back. The same principle applies to nutrition. Many older adults think that because they're eating less, nutrition isn't as important. But actually, your body needs more of certain nutrients as you age, not less. You need more protein to preserve muscle, more calcium and vitamin D for bone density, and plenty of fiber to support digestion and heart health. But what do many people grab instead? Packaged snacks, microwave meals, sugary drinks. These may be convenient, but they're often low in nutrients and high in sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. And let's not forget about doctor visits. Too many wait until something really hurts to make an appointment, but that's a dangerous game. Conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, early signs of diabetes, or osteoporosis can go undetected for years until they become serious. By staying on top of checkups, screenings, and blood work, you give yourself the best chance of catching issues early when they're much easier to manage. The bottom line? Taking care of your body isn't about trying to look younger. It's about giving yourself the strength to continue living the life you love. Gardening, traveling, playing with your grandkids, walking without fear of falling, staying independent. You don't need to join a gym or train like an athlete. Even just 15 minutes of walking a day, lifting light weights, or doing simple chair exercises at home can improve your balance, strength, and mood. So, when was the last time you did something good for your body just because it deserved it? If this resonates with you, comment 1 below to let me know you're taking your health seriously. And if you've made a change that's helped you feel better, share your story. It might just inspire someone else to do the same. Now let's dive into mistake number 2. And this one is even more dangerous than poor health. Isolation, withdrawing from friends and family. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you had a real conversation with someone who truly knows you? Not just a quick, "How are you?" at the store, but a genuine, soul-nourishing talk that made you feel seen. One of the quietest and most heartbreaking mistakes people make as they age is pulling away from the people who care about them. Sometimes it's intentional, other times it just happens gradually. You stop calling your old friends, thinking they're too busy. You skip family gatherings because it feels like too much effort. You tell yourself, they'll reach out if they really want to talk. But here's the truth. The more you wait, the more isolated you become, and the harder it gets to reconnect. Social isolation doesn't always look dramatic. It could be turning on the TV instead of picking up the phone, or canceling plans because you're just not in the mood. But over time, this quiet withdrawal can lead to serious consequences like loneliness, depression, memory problems, and even a shorter lifespan. Yes, studies have shown that social isolation can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of heart disease, weakens the immune system, and even raises the chances of developing dementia. Why? Because your brain, just like your muscles, needs stimulation. It craves connection, conversations, laughter, and shared experiences. They all keep your mind sharp and your heart full. Let me tell you about Elaine, a 76-year-old widow from North Carolina. After her husband passed away, she stopped going to church, stopped attending her weekly knitting group, and even began shortening her calls with her daughter. She told herself, "I don't want to be a burden. They're busy with their lives." Weeks turned into months, and Elaine found herself spending most of her days alone, watching TV in silence. Her appetite dropped. She had trouble sleeping, and worst of all, she felt invisible. But one day, she saw a flyer at the grocery store for a local book club. New members welcome. Something about it pulled at her, so she went. Nervously, but she went. That first meeting changed everything. She met people her age, shared stories, laughed, and remembered what it felt like to belong. Soon, she was hosting brunch for her grandchildren, calling her old college roommate, and even teaching a young neighbor how to crochet. Elaine said, "It was like coming back to life." And that's the point. Isolation isn't just about being alone. It's about losing your sense of connection and purpose. It is meant. Humans are social beings, and we were never meant to go through life, especially in our later years, on our own. Some folks believe that loneliness is just a part of getting older. That's not true. In fact, staying socially connected is one of the strongest predictors of happiness and health as we age. Let's be real. Family can't always be there. Your kids and grandkids might be across the country, busy with their careers and families. And that's okay. That's why you need more than just family. You need friends, neighbors, a church group, a walking club, a weekly game night. The more points of connection you have, the richer your life becomes, and the less you'll feel forgotten when someone misses a call or skips a visit. And let's not forget about technology. I know it can be overwhelming at first, but learning how to use video calls, text messages, or even a simple email can make a world of difference. You don't need to be a tech expert, you just need to be open. Motto: a FaceTime call from your granddaughter, a Facebook message from an old friend, or a quick photo from your son can turn a lonely afternoon into a joyful one. So here's your reminder: reach out, make the call, say yes to the invitation, join the group, knock on your neighbor's door. You have more people who care about you than you think, but connection takes effort and it's worth every bit. If this message resonates with you, drop a 2 in the comments so I know you're still here, still listening, and ready to reconnect. Ain. And if you've found a way to stay socially active in your own life, share it in the comments because your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs today. Next, we're going to talk about a mistake that might surprise you. It's not physical and it's not emotional, but it can quietly leave you behind if you're not paying attention. Let's talk about resisting change, refusing to adapt to the world around you. It's more common than you think. Mismanaging your finances. Imagine this. You've worked hard your entire life, saved what you could, and dreamed of the day you could finally retire. You get there, and for a while, it feels like freedom. No more alarm clocks, no more stressful commutes, just you, your time, and your hard-earned savings. But then one day, you wake up and realize the money is running out. This is one of the most devastating, yet common, mistakes retirees make, mismanaging finances after retirement. It's easy to assume that once you stop working, money matters less. After all, you've already done the hard work, paid your dues, and hopefully saved up a comfortable nest egg. But here's the truth. Retirement isn't the end of financial planning. It's the beginning of a new phase. Let me introduce you to Mr. Lawrence, a 71-year-old retired engineer from Missouri. When he first retired, Lawrence was in a great spot. His house was paid off, he had a healthy 401k, and his pension checks gave him more than enough to live comfortably. So, like many retirees, he splurged a little, cruises with his wife, generous gifts for the grandkids, dinners, out 3 or 4 times a week. He felt justified telling himself, "I've earned this. I don't want to live like I'm poor after working this hard." But a few years into retirement, things began to change. His wife developed health issues that required expensive treatments. The roof needed repairs, and inflation started creeping in. Groceries, gas, utilities, all climbing higher than he had expected. Before long, Lawrence found himself dipping into his savings just to cover basic costs. By the time he was 76, he had to ask his daughter for help, covering medical bills. And just like that, his independence began to slip away. Here's the painful truth. Many retirees underestimate how long they'll live and how much they'll need for healthcare, long-term care, and the rising cost of living. According to Fidelity, the average retired couple in the U.S. may need over $300,000 for healthcare expenses alone throughout retirement, and that doesn't even include emergencies, home repairs, or inflation. It's not just overspending that causes trouble. Many seniors fall behind simply because they stop managing their money altogether. They think budgeting is something you do when you're young and broke, not when you're older and settled. But without a clear plan, even a solid retirement fund can disappear faster than you think. Another hidden danger. Scams. Seniors are among the top targets for financial fraud in the U.S., whether it's a phone call from someone pretending to be your grandson, an email claiming you've won a prize, or a fake Medicare representative asking for your Social Security number. Scammers know how to exploit trust. Many people lose thousands, or even their life savings, to these schemes. That's why it's crucial to stay informed, stay skeptical, and always double-check. Don't give out personal information over the phone. Don't send money to someone you haven't met in person. And when in doubt, call a trusted family member before taking action. So, what can you do to avoid this mistake? First, make a simple budget. Track how much is coming in from Social Security, pensions, or investments, and how much is going out. Include things like medications, insurance, food, and savings for emergencies. Plan for long-term care. Look into insurance options. Talk to your doctor, and think ahead. If you end up needing home care or assisted living, will you be prepared? Talk to someone you trust. This might be a financial advisor, a family member, or a lawyer who specializes in elder care. Having a second set of eyes on major decisions can protect you from mistakes or scams you might not catch on your own. Keep learning. There are community centers, libraries, and online resources designed to help older adults stay financially literate. Knowledge is power, and it brings peace of mind. Good news is that it's never too late to get back on track. Even small changes, like cutting down on unnecessary subscriptions, eating out less, or reviewing your insurance policies, can help stretch your resources and bring greater confidence. Because managing your money well isn't about being cheap. It's about protecting your freedom, your dignity, and your ability to live life on your own terms. If this resonates with you, comment 4 below to let us know you're serious about financial independence. And if you have a tip or lesson you've learned the hard way, share it. You never know who might benefit from your story. Next up, we're talking about a mistake that doesn't involve your wallet or body, but your soul, ignoring mental growth and losing your sense of purpose.